from him. Certainly making sure that Renzo has no easy defense, and that's a good punch again from him. And Renzo there just lost balance a bit as that one landed. Covered up well. He's quite resilient though, this champion. Like Charters, Renzo's career has taken a fairly dramatic upturn over the last couple of years. He was a win-some, lose-some kind of fighter, but training with the IBF light middleweight champion Gianfranco Rossi, who you'll have seen quite a bit of on this channel, has changed things for him. He's now a lot more professional and dedicated, he says, and he's learned a lot. Late in his career too, at 31. So Renzo, his reward for all that hard work has been this European lightweight championship. Well, his wife really looks to be enjoying all this about as much as a migraine headache at the moment, doesn't she? I'm surprised she wants to come along at all. Charters again having some success with that way of his of almost switching to southpaw for a moment and throwing out a right, which is out of range, and then follows it with a left that scores. Renzo, of course, boxing out of the southpaw stance himself. I think they're just both a little bit more tired now, and not surprisingly, because the pace of this has been quite furious at times. Oh, that's a good left from Renzo there, off the ropes, counter punch. Charters digs in a right to the body.
Stop! Stop! Correct. Okay? Correctly.
Punch correctly, says the referee, who obviously got his O level in English. Probably a pretty good grade as well. So 5 rounds gone here, and the scoring, I would think, it's one of the realities of boxing life in Italy, is going to favour the champion if it's at all close, and quite a few of the rounds have been so far. They've done quite a good job with those cuts around Renzo's face. Here's some of the action from that round. That was a good right from Charters, and it had Renzo off balance and covering up. Round 6. Coming up towards the halfway point in then this 12-rounder for the European lightweight title. Colour check for you. Charters with his crew cut there, looking to throw in the combinations. I must say Renzo, although he's a European champion, he doesn't look on this evidence, and I haven't seen him before, to be the kind of fighter who could go up much more from this. In other words, he doesn't look world championship material. In fact, he's done pretty well to reach these kind of heights in his career, and Charters roughing him up again. Tribute really to the amount of training and conditioning that Charters has put in. And now a deduction at last for Renzo, who's been cautioned several times before for holding and hitting and holding inside, and this time 1 point off for the champion. And not before time. The referee really couldn't carry on cautioning ad nauseum. He had to do something, and he's caught by a right, Renzo. Charters here really starting to get a foothold in things. He's still got a chance of springing a shock with an away win. This was billed by many as, well, not a formality for Renzo, but it was reckoned to be a defence he would cope with quite easily. Voluntary defence of the title. But Charters is giving him all the trouble he can handle.
Box.
There's a kind of confident look on Charters' face as well. Like a man who thinks he may be over the worst in the contest, and he's got quite a lot of petrol left in the tank from all that conditioning. Renzo coming back at him though, still looks strong, the Italian. Quite fascinatingly poised at the moment.
Box.
Charters just throwing out lots and lots of leather. Keep working, keep working. Try and build up the points. Covering up quite well there too as Renzo comes back at him. Oh, 2 punches landed by Charters, but he walked onto one from Renzo. Just got a bit careless. And that's what he can't afford to do. He's been down once. Charters perhaps just needs to work the openings a bit more. Easier said than done in a contest like this one, though. But that was a pretty good round, I thought, for Paul Charters. There he is on the left of the picture. He was born in London, but very much now settled up in the northeast and looking to continue the boxing revival up there, started by the likes of Glenn McCrory and Billy Hardy. Glenn, of course, a world champion at cruiserweight. Billy, who fought for the bantamweight crown. Round 7. European lightweight title on the line. And Paul Charters making a determined and courageous bid to win it away from home the hard way. Crowd have gone a bit quiet here. They turned up here tonight thinking that they'd be cheering on a bit of a glory night for the hometown man Renzo. But Charters quite clearly had not read one word of that script. Good left to the body from him this time. Can't be a lot in it at this stage. Renzo, of course, with a point deducted in round 5. Up against the ropes by the forcing tactics of Charters, who wants to take the contest all the time to the champion. And this has got to be really the right way to do it for Charters. If you're fighting away from home, especially in somewhere like Sicily, you can't expect to do it by just scraping home. Nobody's going to do you any favors. He's got to win it and win it big if he wants to get given the decision here. That is a reality that several visiting fighters have found out to their cost before. Crowds in the past here, not suggesting that it will be the case tonight, have known to turn a bit nasty when they've seen home defeats. I remember a British referee who stopped an Italian here, having to be flown out in the dead of night amid high security. And the fellow he stopped needed 66 stitches. So I think it might just about have been a correct stoppage. Oh, Charters is caught by a right there. And Renzo gets in another left, but he's hard.